Network Entertainment.
Who's ready for story time?
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
Let me talk to you.
Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff Cobb.
I have to finish the story.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
Run!
Bang! The sniper is shooting you down. This is TMDK's Robbie Eagles.
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
Hello, my name is Ilya Dragunov, the Czar, the NXT champion, and you're listening to...
And you're listening to...
And you're listening...
And you are listening...
And you're listening
to the Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
Watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Stan C, Romoran, Emile natin, Rowen ASH, all checking in. We've got a full house. It is Royal Rumble weekend and we are ready for our live stream for the week. Ang dami-dami natin pag-uusapan. And since sobrang full of energy si Rowen ngayon, he's making his comeback. Kamusta naman natin si Rowen ASH?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Galing ako sa sakit like 2 weeks ago. And then last week, I was fixing my enrollment. So sorry about that. I missed like 2 live streams, but now I'm feeling better. Pumapasok ako. I specifically picked a schedule na makakapasok ako here on the pod on a Thursday. So yeah, I guess you might see me every week or from time to time on the live stream.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. I need you all to hold Rowan to this, all right? All of you watching us right now,
Yes.
and if you're listening to the audio-only episode.
This is on record, so yeah.
Ano gagawin mo, Rowan, pag nag-absent ka ng live stream?
Anong gagawin natin? Anong parusa mo?
Ano, kakain ka ng jebs?
Ew.
Ano, bigyan ka ng consequence.
You have laid down this gauntlet, so I don't know. What you gonna do?
Bibilhan mo kami ng t-shirt sa pasabay, tigisa kami.
No, let the people decide.
Let the people decide now.
Let the people decide.
People in the comments, so what do you want?
Ito, si Lance, live celebration of the Edge kind from 2006. Oh. Paya ka, Rowan?
With who?
That's a question
Problema mo na
you
yun.
can answer.
Oh.
Alright, so
sabi ni Derv, magko-cosplay daw si Rowan. Sino ko-cosplay mo, Rowan?
I don't know.
Yan, kasi magle-lay down ka ng gauntlet tas titiklop ka rin pala. Ito, maganda from Glendale. Live big pressure dance.
Yeah.
Okay, yun din naisip ko. Alright, good. Yun din naisip ko. Like, maybe we can do a little dance. Naalala ko kasi dati, Stan dared me, like, sumayaw ng talk that talk, pero tumiklop din ako.
Sige. So,
sige.
Ito witness ko yung lahat. Pag umabsent si Rowan ng live stream, sasayaw siya ng big pressure. Alright. Okay din to sabi ni Jace. Cosplay mo si Chelsea Green. Pwede rin yan. Sige, yan na. Yan. May list na tayo of consequences.
Bigyan niyo
Alright.
ako ng costume.
Let's talk about something more pleasant, which is the Royal Rumble viewing party. It is happening on Sunday, January 28th. Doors open at 8 a.m. Manila time. We had to close early bird ticket selling as early as Tuesday. Kasi pucha guys, you all showed up. You all reserved your tickets early. 110 tickets sold right away. So we only have about 50 tickets left for walk-in. So unahan na lang talaga. We don't want to turn Skinny Mics into a fire hazard. But thank you so much to everybody who got your tickets early. And we're so excited to join you guys at Skinny Mics. Ito sina Ro, Emile, Rowen, they're all going to be there. And we can expect a lot of fun because we've got some giveaways as well. So our friends from Everybody's Toys and Collectibles have committed a brand new set of prizes kasi nagka-aberya with the Rocky Maivia Funko Pop. So instead of that, we're giving away an Elite The Rock action figure. So this is from the Mattel Elite series. We're giving that away along with a Randy Orton t-shirt. So you can, you can get a chance to win these prizes if you go to our watch party this Sunday. So again, Emile, and Rowen will take care of all of you while I will be part of Team Bahay, calling the show in Tagalog alongside Carlo Pamintuan on the WWE Network. Anything else that they got to know heading into the viewing party this Sunday?
Oh, syempre, we have an unfortunate restriction. We cannot allow wrestling props. So that means championship belts. Shut up, Rowen. Championship belts, money in the bank briefcases, anything that could be used for horseplay. I'm sorry. We have to lay down the law a little bit here. Yeah. That's just go and sit down and enjoy the show and eat food and drink, drink our drinks, diba? So, naman. No, it's we're not, throwing any shots. We're just laying down the law. And naman, pwede kids, for those who are thinking about bringing their children, just be aware that this is a mostly adult event, so there will be a lot of adult behavior. I mean, not explicit, pero alam mo yun, parental guidance lang.
Diba? Like us, we're wrestling fans. We get emotional. Nagmumura tayo, diba? Yung iba dyan, nagjojombagan kahit na sinabing bawal na nga eh. So, okay magjombagan, okay?
Yeah. Ano daw shirt ng size, anong size ng shirt ng ipamimigay ni Everybody's Toys? I will ask. I believe I don't know, is it custom for whoever or is there a set size?
I think we'll figure it out. We'll be able to figure it out naman. Yeah.
Okay.
Once anyone wins. Speaking of prizes, may isa pa tayo. We're actually giving away 2 pairs of tickets to our viewing party this Sunday. Stick around until the end of the stream. You might find out kung kayo yung mananalo ng free tickets courtesy of our very generous patron. So si Anonimo El Patron. Yeah, that's what we're going to call them. Anonimo El Patron has sponsored 4 tickets for anyone who'd like to join us this Sunday at the Royal Rumble viewing party. We asked a question on our Facebook page. And for those who got it correct, then expect to see your name in our Magic Roulette. And when babyface producer Jasper spins it, let's hope it lands on you. All right? Okay, let's talk about Patreon real quick. Emile, what can people expect if they're part of our Patreon community?
You can expect a lot of things, a lot of fun by being a part of our Patreon. It's at patreon.com/wrestling podcast, where so it's $5 to 250 to 260 pesos in our local currency. You'll get to join in on our Discord community where you can interact with us and talk to us about anything that you like. We also host some watch parties there of your favorite PLEs and pay-per-views. We also get the review content of your weekly wrestling shows courtesy of Rowen, and me, like Raw, SmackDown, the AEW weekend shows, Dynamite. So there, and also we get some sweet rates on the pasabays, the service fees that we were doing. So probably we're gonna do the next one a little bit later this month or later next month. So watch out for that. And again, by subscribing to our Patreon, you're pretty much supporting everything that we do here on the pod. So again, the link is right there below. It's patreon.com/wrestling podcast.
Time for Adore/Ali's favorite part of the show, Happy Row Noises. Let's get it.
Blast TV. All right, yo. Ano ba? Okay, some people have been asking. We'll be talking about the TV deals in a little bit, so we know there are there's big news on that front in the US and the West. But for now, in the Philippines, don't believe anything else you hear on the internet. Don't believe any quote-unquote pundits who think they know what the TV landscape here in the Philippines is. WWE main shows, TV shows, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all of that can be found on Blast TV. It's free right now for Converge and Globe subscribers. So yun, na-confirm ka na silang dalawa. So if you are Converge and Globe, it's free for you. I don't know until how long, but while it's still here, y'all better patronize it. Kasi kung di na na-feel na nanonood tayo ng Raw, SmackDown, and NXT on Blast TV, they will take it away from us. And then we will have to go back to the other site. And we'll have to go face that dog who will judge us for watching the pirated streams afterwards. Diba? So you don't want that. Who knows? Diba? After this, we might get the PLEs on this platform. Bye Disney Plus. I don't know. Hindi na namin sila client as of next month. So if you are looking for the best place to catch the weekly TV shows for free. Legit. Walang violation. No guilt on your heart. Blast TV. Sign up now.
All right. That's gonna do it for the happy noises. Real quick, sino dito nakaintindi nung sinabi ni Tony Storm kanina na Nuru massage?
Definitely not Emile. Definitely not Rowen.
If you know, you know. Okay, let's talk about some wrestling. Unang pasabog ng 2024. WWE and Netflix have agreed on a deal to bring Monday Night Raw to Netflix starting January 2025 at the cost of $5 billion over 10 years. And if you divide that by 10, that's $500 million. So whoever it was who said on our podcast's TikTok na WWE was going out of business, we present Netflix and all $5 billion they are shelling out to put Raw on their platform. Now, keep in mind, guys, hindi pa tayo kasama dito kasi this is only for the US, for Canada, Latin America, and the UK. And sabi nung report naman ng Reuters, Netflix will also exclusively telecast outside the US lahat ng mga WWE shows and specials including SmackDown, PLEs. So, di natin alam ano yung magiging arrangement with the Philippines. I personally do not have any intel as well, but I would love to see it happen just because almost everybody who can afford Netflix has Netflix.
Yeah. So we don't know yet. We don't know if it's going to come to us. I mean, there are a lot of things I've said na, baka dumating dito wala pa. So it really is different across the world. So we don't know if that's ever going to be a thing. It's up in the air. Nobody knows anything for now. I'm sure Netflix Philippines will want to find a way to bring it over, but we don't know for now. For now, we have Blast TV. And Netflix is already $14 billion in debt, and then they just added $5 billion more to pay to the WWE for Raw alone. Raw lang yun. And the other stuff that was mentioned in the report. So expect your Netflix prices to go up. I unsubscribed from Netflix nung dumating yung Disney Plus dito. So I don't know. Obviously, it will all depend on if they could get Raw here sa Pilipinas. But it's really good. Where Netflix is gonna get yung $5 billion to pay WWE for Raw, problema na nila yun. Di problema ng WWE yan. Basta they're owed that much money. And along with the merch, the licensing fees, the broadcasting fees, the syndication fees, everything else, live events, they're pretty good. They're going to be okay for the next generation or so or two. Diba?
Yeah, with this Netflix deal, yung name of the game talaga is securing rights to sports. Kasi sports is one of the few things left that people actually tune into ng live, diba? Especially in the US where cable TV is still at a premium, diba? Even when you have big events in pop culture like the Grammys, the Oscars, the Emmys, and all of that good stuff. So, ito na yung labanan like who can secure these rights? Not to get too insidery, pero yung mga big leagues like the NFL and the NBA, pinag-uusapan din how they're gonna make their move towards streaming. And to see the WWE be one of the first entities na makakuha ng ganitong klaseng deal on a streaming platform is really, really huge. So, it says a lot about yung yung valuation ng WWE, the way they're able to sell themselves to these streaming companies. It also says a lot about the bidders, who was in the running and who wasn't in the running, and how it eventually fell onto Netflix's lap. So fun stuff. What a time to be alive in.
Yeah, and initially though, when I heard this news, I had doubts about Raw moving from traditional TV to a streaming platform. As you know, I have always believed na TV still has the biggest audience out of every media platform out there. And then I realized that again, this move, like you said, Stan, is probably the first domino to fall in the trend of these sports leagues transitioning from traditional media to streaming sites. You know, the NFL already did it by having by airing games exclusively on Amazon Prime, and I won't be surprised if in a couple of years the NBA also follows suit with probably a deal with HBO Max in place. So the way we watch sports, entertainment, and everything else in between is really changing. So the times are really changing when it comes to the way we consume entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Ako naman, I think this is interesting. I don't know kung maganda to or maganda kakalabasan or pangit, pero this is really interesting kasi this is something new. Pero it's like a few years ago when Impact Wrestling streamed on Twitch, diba, for like a few years, a few months. Pero yun nga, for the past years, everything has been evolving and things are modernized right here and there. Yeah, things like cable TV, they are the thing of the past. Kaya I think this is something that we should watch out for.
All right. Let's move on to another big piece of news from this week. I am wearing The Rock's t-shirt because The Rock is now someone I technically work for. The Rock is now part of the TKO board. We live in a world where Dwayne Johnson manifested his presidency of the United States, and in which he is now technically at the very least on the same level as Vince McMahon in terms of running the ship in the company in TKO. He's basically Triple H's boss now. This is very, very jarring.
Yeah.
Parang hindi naman to sinabi sa Young Rock.
Hindi nga. Kasi
Obviously.
Obviously. But
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Dwayne did take the XFL from Vince. He is living out his baller's dreams, and I don't mind it. Homies sa Nick Khan, diba? Tropa sila
Childhood
from
friends.
before. Yeah, Tropa sila from all the way back. So I don't mind it. I don't know if he has the actual business acumen to make a big difference sa business side ng TKO, whether it's WWE or UFC or whatever. I know he has fingers in those pies, but I don't hate it. I guess bagay sa kanya. He's always been a businessman first, especially after making it big from a broke childhood or a broke young adulthood. So I don't think lang it's gonna be like a big splashy move for them business sides. I don't think he's gonna be in charge of any day-to-day operations.
Yeah, and it's still unclear whether or not he will have powers over the product, but it's a big name, and it made splashes on the headlines yesterday when they announced it. So I guess it's a good move. I was also surprised by this development, and it is wild to see The Rock be one of the people in charge now as part of the board of directors. So it's a surprise, but I also welcome it.
I'm usually not surprised, or I'm usually surprised when this happens. Pero kasi nangyari na kasi noon na parang The Rock bought XFL or like nagkaroon siya ng position doon. Kaya when this happened, I was like, oh wow, I never knew he would reach this level.
Take note, guys. Now, when we say that The Rock is a board member, that's really just adding a voice into that boardroom, diba? Adding a voice in the room where it happens. So, as Ro alluded to earlier, hindi ibig sabihin na porket board member ka, you're already running the ship day to day. Hindi siya ganon. So, I would love to know how those board meetings go. Isang nabasa kong report is that The Rock already led a meeting, parang like a team meeting, after his appointment as a member of the board. But even before WWE became part of TKO, meron ng board talaga. And we don't really talk about these names, diba? These people who were part of WWE's board at the time. It's not like we said na, like John Smith, for lack of a better name, made a decision to hamstring yung creative plans ni so-and-so. Hindi naman ganun eh. Doesn't work that way. So, I don't know exactly what The Rock will bring to the table as a member of the board, but it's another exciting thing that has greeted us upon 2024.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. He'll be busy making movies. He'll be busy doing WrestleMania, whatever. I just, chill. I mean, he's not going to be the business dude. He's not going to be the businessman.
Yeah. Not right away, at least. All right. More business stuff going on. WWE 2K24 revealed its cover stars, and they're Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. So on the left, you've got the standard edition featuring Cody's mug, and then on the right, you've got the deluxe edition featuring Bianca and Rhea. And then meron pang alternate cover featuring the 40 years of WrestleMania. So sobrang ganda nung pagkakapackage. I've been following WWE 2K for the last decade, kind of like most, if not all of you guys. And I'm really loving this. I'm excited for the new features. Some of the old stuff from the older games, from the SmackDown versus Raw era, na finally they're incorporating into 2K, like the casket match. So I just received din yung press release. So here's hoping rather that we get some copies of the game that we can play beforehand, so we can give it an early review when it comes out in about a month or two.
Yeah, I like what they did here. They've been doing what NBA 2K has been doing for a while now. Yung iba yung cover ng deluxe. I like that the women finally get representation. I'm sure Becky Lynch is not taking it well that she's not the first female cover of 2K.
No, she was.
Oh, was she? I don't know.
2K20.
2K20. Nobody remembers.
Yeah.
The point is, she was on the cover.
People bar 2K20 from their minds. That's why I don't remember it as well. Sorry, not bad, y'all. Don't cancel me. Yeah, maganda yung deluxe cover. It's a bit of a cop out, but you're both on the cover, so it's already good that you made this kind of history. So I like that. Deserve Bianca and Rhea to be on this cover. Also looking forward to the game. I think Cody was a lock na rin. Some people are saying na, okay, Cody, it was a good idea for Cody to not win WrestleMania last year just because he can be the focus of 2K24, I guess. Yung pala yung pakonsuelo sa kanya. Okay, matatalo ka sa WrestleMania, pero ikaw yung big star. Yung buong campaign ng 2K24 sa'yo mag-revolve. And it's gonna be about your catchphrase. Yeah, it is, but obviously that's not why he lost.
And he can rewrite the story. He can rewrite the story.
Sure.
Instead
in the video
game. Yeah.
Sure.
Mananalo siya dun.
Yeah, so I like, it's a good move. It was the only move actually for 2K when Cody came back. As soon as Cody returned to WWE. So I didn't realize but they decide on the cover as early as June of the next year, of this year, of the same year, for the next episode, for the next edition. So congrats to everyone on the cover. I hope it's going to be just as good of a game as it was for the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's only appropriate na these three are the cover athletes kasi they are some of the most popular stars over the last couple of years. And it's the same way na 2K did with the covers of NBA 2K13 and 2K16, where they had multiple guys in there instead of just one. So well-deserved naman. Well-deserved cover. And looking forward to this game. Looking forward to playing 40 years of WrestleMania kasi I never got to play 2K14 yung 30 years of WrestleMania. So I feel like this is the one that I can't miss.
Would it be hilarious kung it's the same 30 years of WrestleMania, dinagdag lang nila yung matches from WrestleMania 30 to 39?
No, I think it's gonna be different. Yeah.
Yeah, for one, some of the wrestlers who were there nung 30 years of WrestleMania are no longer there. Sad about
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I have nothing much to say, but I do love yung cover with Rhea and Bianca. Kasi it reminds me of the SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 cover. It's like Batista and John Cena. Yung kay Cody parang like it needs more element.
I mean, it's all about him. He's the cover athlete, so it really should be about him. Alam nga namang nandiyan si R-Truth, diba?
Pwede rin. Why not?
Yeah, good question here from Carlo kung nandiyan si Daniel Bryan. Feeling ko wala because he's with AEW. So you're probably just gonna find like his character model or yung mga moves niya under like veiled names, diba? Kind of like how nilagay nila yung F5 sa Fight Forever under the name Diverticulitis.
All right, Carlo's asking if yung main event ng 30 is going to be on the 40 years of WrestleMania.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I think it's probably going to be Cena versus Wyatt kasi sila yung hawak ng
No, Undertaker and Brock is right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oo nga. Oo nga pala. Yeah.
Sorry, no disrespect to Bray Wyatt, rest in peace, but Undertaker and Brock is right there,
True.
bro.
Yeah. And then
All right, let's move on to Monday Night Raw, where we finally had some clarity on what happened to Seth freaking Rollins. So he suffered a torn MCL and a grade 2 meniscus tear. So those do not sound good. Those do not sound fun. He can barely walk, and yet he is not relinquishing his World Heavyweight Championship. Sinabi pa niya na he will do everything in his power to stay as champion, hopefully bring that championship into WrestleMania. And then out came Gunther, who said na he was targeting Seth and the World Heavyweight Championship. Rowen, what did you think of this decision to keep Seth in as champion despite the injuries?
Okay, so I was at school when this was happening, by the way, when this segment was happening. I was worrying that Seth might actually vacate the title, though it could be for the better. Pero alternatively, may naisip din ako na what if they do the AEW route na ano, they would crown an interim world heavyweight champion. Nobody loves that decision, but what if they did that instead? Like that would be the Royal Rumble match. It's gonna be for the world title in case it was vacated, diba? Or like they're gonna crown an interim champion. Pero yun nga, ako personally, I want Seth to enter WrestleMania as the world champion because for the past few weeks he has been delivering every world title match defense he has been doing, and uh, for now up until before WrestleMania, magpahinga na lang muna siya, and then pagka-ready na siya on WrestleMania. Actually, mag-train muna siya before WrestleMania. Then yun, sabak na siya sa laban.
I was listening to the Masked Man show earlier this morning, and they I think Kaz parang sinabi niya, this is kind of similar to nung nangyari nung 2017 where he was
Oh,
also
yeah.
injured leading up to WrestleMania, but eventually he was able to make it. So I think the same thing is going to happen here. That's why he didn't relinquish the world title, because he's going to be healthy enough to at WrestleMania to compete. So I am also not surprised by this move. But the Gunther challenging Seth, that was intriguing, because up until this point people have been saying, okay, the match is set at Mania. It's gonna be Punk versus Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. But now there's different things that are trying to get into the mix. So suddenly the Seth versus Gunther match, okay, that's something that they can do at Mania. I will say that it's something, if that happens at Mania, that's gonna be amazing too. But the money match is still Punk versus Seth. But there's these other challengers here that would make a great case if in case it's not Punk.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a question from Babyface producer Jasper backstage. So he's asking if the injury is as bad, or is as bad as Finn's nung Finn won the Universal Championship back in 2016. So he tore his shoulder from that power bomb, diba? So they finished the match, and then after that, he found out that he would have to get surgery. So yeah, he had to relinquish the championship he had just won. So for one, if the doctors are allowing Seth to continue wrestling and not have to give up the championship just yet, then it's maybe not as bad. Our resident physiotherapy nurse here, Reddit Regal, has spoken about it in our Discord community. He said that the tear that Seth Rollins has can be managed without surgery just yet. It will hurt. It will be a bitch, but he can manage. He can move. So apparently that's why they're keeping him. They're keeping the championship on him. So yun, I guess okay pa. I agree with all of you in saying that dapat hindi na. When you're hurt, you're hurt. It's really no point continuing even when there's big money on the line. Even when there is a big payday for all involved. It sets a bad precedent. It tells people that you can continue to destroy your body further just for glory, just for money, when by all opinions you should be resting and healing up. So we've had this when Seth had the bad back storyline, the injured spine storyline. Now we're having this again. I don't like it at all. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. Pinipili talaga niyo yung fighting champion when you should not. That's a wrestler's perspective, by the way. We sacrifice so much, and we don't do this to be cripples at the end of our careers. It's not something we aspire to be, diba? That if he can still vacate the championship while he's still ahead. But we might as well do that now. As we'll talk about later, there are other ideas being floated around for the WrestleMania main event spot, the World Heavyweight Championship. I think those ideas are just as good. There's always time again for these things if after you heal up.
Mm-hmm. So yun, very tricky position for everyone to be in, especially given yung injury ni Seth freaking Rollins. Not great. Sabi ni, I think it was Glendale na, This also makes Seth an easy cash-in target. But it makes you wonder, if you're Damian Priest, why aren't you going after him right here, right now, when you know he has a gimpy knee?
Yep. So may code of honor pa pala sa, sa cash-ins, diba?
Yeah, apparently for this guy who calls himself the Punishment, he actually respects Seth and his knee enough to not cash in. Who knew?
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's cross over to New Japan for some news before we take a break here. Kazuchika Okada is officially leaving New Japan, and the company themselves, sila nang nag-announce, just so there's no confusion whatsoever. What we know is that his contract ends January 31, and he'll still be working 3 more dates in February before he officially finishes up with New Japan. So, it's kind of safe to say na hindi siya magpapakita sa Rumble if he ever does go to WWE, right?
Yeah, he has dates. Yeah, he still has dates until the end of the month. So a lot of people, again, they're falling into this trap now. People from New Japan have expiring contracts at the start of the year, so they think that they'll be at the Rumble. I know AJ Styles and the Good Brothers have set this precedent, but
yeah, Nakamura
it's safe. Yeah, diba? But for sure na this one hindi to mangyayari kasi he still has legitimately booked dates for New Japan way past the Rumble, or past the Rumble at least.
Yeah, ang dami ring reports na lumabas na, papuntang NXT na to. And then, meron mga conflicting reports na totoo na nga. And then, the bigger outlets like sina Sean Rossap refuted those claims and said na no, nobody really credible said na Okada is going to WWE and will start off with NXT. So, ikaw, Rowen, where do you want to see Okada go?
So, Chase U. No, actually, it is interesting, like, the vision of Okada being in WWE. It reminds me of last year na there were rumors na Jay White was WWE bound, and pero he ended up being in AEW. Pero I wanted to see like a New Japan guy go to WWE this time naman. Like kasi parang it's been a cliche na they always go to AEW because of the partnership and all. Pero let's make a change this time.
Mm-hmm.
Saka when the false rumor come up, a lot of people parang may violent reaction with Okada going to NXT. And I will say, Okada is one of those acquisitions to me na should head straight to the main roster. However, I do understand if Okada is willing to spend time down there in Florida for some time for NXT. Kasi, again, just like I think we also said this about when the Julia rumors came up, that Okada is moving to a new country and he needs time to get acclaim to everything, to the country, to the style of wrestling that WWE has. So I don't think it's far fetched to say na Okada might head down to NXT first. Kasi Nakamura also did it, diba? And Nakamura was a star in New Japan, but instead of going straight to the main roster, he went through the NXT system first, So Di naman far-fetched yun. And I think people are kind of overreacting to that news, and people are saying, Okada, you should straight parang main roster na siya dapat, because they saw that with AJ Styles. But again, like we also said in the past, AJ Styles had years of experience working for TNA. So yun.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with everyone saying that Okada should go to WWE. I believe naman yung mga kwento-kwento na he wants to perform at a WrestleMania. I think naman he knows that if he goes to AEW, it's going to be more of the same stuff. He did say in his one of his interviews about that, he did all there is to do in NJPW. And if he does go to AEW, he's just going to go back to, working with NJPW. Not even if hindi siya directly working for NJPW. Diba? So I feel it's a good change in environment for him. Whether or not he goes to NXT is fine with me. I'm okay with it either way. NXT would be fun, diba, to watch if he were there. You guys didn't complain when they booked The Undertaker on NXT and John Cena, diba? So why are you complaining now? So, okay lang naman. It's not a problem. It's a job. It's probationary period. Diba? If you come into a new job, I'm sure you'd want an intro to be eased in to a completely different company.
Yeah, I think the bigger issue here, which is something that Shoemaker and Kaz also brought up on their podcast, is yung asawa ni Okada. Because Suzuko Mimori, his wife, is actually a bigger deal than he is in Japan as a voice actor. So if they were to relocate, it would really affect her career. Kasi voice acting isn't something you can do from home. I'm telling you guys this as a voice actor. Dubbing for animated shows is not something you can do at home. Yung commercials nga, hirap na kami with the Zoom recording. So like imagine a full-blown series or like the movies that she does. So that's a conversation we can't be part of, that we don't know kung ano yung pinag-uusapan nila. So let the Okadas figure it out, and then let's just sit back and see what happens if we do end up seeing Okada on the road to WrestleMania. Obviously, sobrang daming nangyari that we have to cut this part of the live stream right here. But don't worry, in a bit, you can check out our Royal Rumble preview and predictions that should also be up on your feeds right now. In the meantime, you gotta sign out right here. Thank you very much to Babyface producer Jasper and all the other folks and producers at the Pod Network for the work they do behind the scenes. On behalf of Ro Moran, Emile Nate, and Rowen ASH, my name is Stan C. This has been another episode of the Wrestling Podcast. Stay safe, stay healthy, and don't be a dick. Later, weirdos. Peace.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company,